All right, so we are here with the founder and creator of 750 Credit Lifestyle, Yana Monet. I had a few questions for you. One being, just start back at the beginning. What is it that made you interested in following this route and creating Credit 750 Lifestyle?
I started Credit Lifestyle because, I am in the real estate industry. I am a realtor by trade, 40 hours a week. And so as a realtor, I saw a lot of people who were denied home ownership because of credit. A few years ago, 2 years ago, actually, I had a 490 credit score, and I got myself up to today at 776 is where I am. And I did it myself. And there was something so powerful in that nobody could take away from me.
Are you crazy? Are you serious right now?
No, it's okay. It's a super suit, remember?
Okay. So we don't need this right now?
No.
I'm recording from here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had information that, nobody could take away from me. And that made me feel empowered. And so I wanted to give that same empowerment back to my clients and, other people who wanted to be homeowners, and let them know it really wasn't, it's not unattainable. Credit is something that is, a simple fix. It just takes some changing of the habits.
So this is actually a personal question that I have that I think you might have run into a lot. And, I try to keep this regarding credit. I try to keep this as real as possible. Talking about our demographic, I'm pretty sure you imagine there are a lot of hindrances that makes this conversation comfortable to approach people about their credit. So for the person who you feel has a hindrance to speaking about credit, what do you feel are the obstacles you use to getting people past that hurdle to approach this the right way in terms of talking about credit?
So one thing that has worked well for me is kind of labeling things. I know that in 2020 that's not really acceptable, but it is when you are dealing with things that are reoccurring. It's better to know what it is and to label it as that. So in regards to credit, when people are uncomfortable talking about it, it's kind of like, hey, if you want to own a home, this is something you have to talk about. And I call it resistance. Resistance is that thing that makes you stop. Resistance is when you try to log onto Credit Karma and you can't get in because it's saying it's not working. When you try to get your credit report and then it tells you, oh, you have to email us and then mail it in. That's resistance. And if you can get through that, what's on the other side of resistance is so much power. I mean, walking into anywhere and knowing that what the outcome is going to be. It's never a question if I'm going to get approved. Is my car going to get denied? It's never a question because I have systematically put things in place, and that's what I teach my partners to do. Systematically put things in place so that you always know what the outcome is going to be. Those things that make you not want to talk about credit, that's just resistance. And if you don't get past resistance, you'll never get to home ownership, and quite frankly, you don't deserve it.
All right, so speaking on that topic, for the people watching right now that are in that realm of the upper 400s, those lower 500s who want to get to that point that you're talking about, what are the things that you feel are the main contributors to? Because I think that a lot of times it's a score is what it is, but sometimes we're talking about the habits. What are those things that you feel you want to tell people that are the things they should focus on that are contributing directly to that credit score being where it is right now?
Most of the things that contribute to someone having a bad credit score is their habits. Think of it this way: when you're in school, right? You knew the difference between the A students and the C students. The A students weren't necessarily smarter. They just had better studying habits. Instead of doing their project the night before or doing their homework on the bus, they went home, organized their notes, and they did things in advance. It was the habits that made their grades higher. Same thing with credit. It is making payments on time. How do you make payments on time? Well, you don't forget. How do you not forget? You set up systems to help you not to forget. And then you place actions with those systems in combination. So just people, it's really just living foul mostly is what gets people there. Then, you do have things like hospital bills and student loans that kind of contribute and like add a whole mountain onto people's backs to make it feel like impossible. This is where knowledge of the Fair Credit Reporting Act comes into play, because as a consumer, you do have control over what goes in your credit and what doesn't. And so with the Credit Lifestyle program, I teach people what that is, because when you hire somebody, they're using that information on your behalf. But I teach it to you directly so that you know it, so that you can maintain it. Because, after you finish paying somebody to fix your credit always drops after that. But it's because credit has to be maintained over time. So it's just senseless to pay somebody else to do it. They don't teach credit in school, and that's always people's number one excuse, right? We didn't learn it in school, I didn't learn it at home. With this Credit Lifestyle program, you will learn it. You will break that generational curse. You can teach your friends, your family, your niece, your nephew, because they're not going to learn it in school. So you get to be the game changer, the generational breaker in your family. So it's really important.
Yeah. So, and another thing that I think we talked about earlier is that this process of yours has made you realize that, in terms of talking about generational wealth, it seems like you sound like you're saying it's more of an investment that you feel that it's not about what you get out of it, because you realize there's an impact that you can have on other people that can make others better. So, for the person who's probably thinking that it's more so about, you being like everybody else and trying to get something out of their pocket to pay towards a program to make you better and make you richer, what is it that you want to say to those individuals in terms of what you've noticed in terms about how important generational wealth is, and you can't put a value on it?
Yes, you definitely cannot put a value on generational wealth. Credit Lifestyle is a non-profit organization, so I don't take the money and put it in my pocket. As I stated earlier, I'm in real estate. I don't have to. I am in real estate. I don't just sell it. I'm a practicer of real estate. So the money from this does not go to me. Where the money goes is back into my partners, back into the people who take the program, and I use money to help them pay down student loans, to help them pay down hospital bills, to really help them to get further in life, because that's what the mission is.
So in terms of, just following on that note, I feel like if there's a message you want to get to those individuals on the fence in terms of, or maybe individuals who have tried other options, and let's say there's been a heavy investment towards a program they know that's not working, what is the underlying message you want to get to those individuals to make them understand that the 750 Credit Lifestyle is the way to go for them? What's your message to them?
If you could find a program that would help you develop a system and solve the problem that you're having, why wouldn't you invest in it? If it could be guaranteed to you. This is knowledge that cannot be taken away from you. The economy can't take this knowledge away from you. Credit is something that will always exist as long as we have currency. As long as we live in the capitalist United States of America, credit will always play a role. So to have this knowledge is more powerful and more valuable than any number you can put on it. And then I would ask them to ask themselves, how many other bad investments have you had, and where has that led you? What investment have you made that has changed your life in 90 days?
All right, man, it's been awesome. So, I think we've gotten some real insight, some rare opportunity to speak with Yana Monet, the founder and creator of the 750 Credit Lifestyle. And again, if you have any other questions, where to reach her. We'll provide some info for you how to reach Yana at her direct contact.
Yes. If you would like to reach me and you want to be a part of Credit Lifestyle, or at least get information and start to be a part of the community, please text the words no BS, like no bullshit, no BS, to 31996 and join our text list.
All right.
I'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks a lot.